It's good, YouTube. Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that season preview, aka hot topic analysis. We're gonna go ahead and talk about the Orlando Magic, a team that was 41 and 500 by the end of the season. They still finished first in the Southeast Division with that record, and with all the injuries that they sustained, they were still able to get that done and give the Boston Celtics a headache in the first round, and then they got bounced. This team is on the rise, mainly because they traded for Desmond Bain, a guy that can really score the basketball and facilitate a good combo guard for them. And it does make a lot of sense for them to get him because that's a spot that they was needing, was a guy that can handle the ball, make plays, and knock down threes and create his own shots from time to time. And if he creates his own shot, he also creates shots for others. And that's what they get. And they didn't have to give up much to get him. And he's already under contract. So it was a low risk move for most people, especially if he stays healthy, because it's an upgrade over what they had before. Kentavious Caldwell Pope just didn't give him enough shooting, just didn't give him enough playmaking, and that's something you get at abundance with Desmond Bain. He's the highlight of their summer, and I think he fits right along with Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner because he can play off of them. He can always be a dynamic type of player for this system and for the flow and smoothing out their offense. And they needed more scoring. They needed more ability to give the ball to somebody and let something happen besides always giving it to Paulo or Franz. But now they have that, and that's why they made that move as quick as they could to get it done. I think Paulo Banchero is one of the most exciting young players in the league, mainly because he can score real well. He's very tough. He's very bruising, and he's very physical, and he understands how to put the ball in the basket. The problem with him is he's still learning how to shoot threes. He took the most that he ever took in a season with 5.9 attempts per game. And he did still show you that he's still evolving as a player. He rebounded the ball better. He scored more points too. The problem was he didn't play that many games compared to the seasons prior. When he was a rookie, he played 72. When he was a sophomore, he played 80. And he also played less minutes than he did last year too, which wasn't by much. I'm not going to say it like it was, but it just shows you that if this team has him healthy, they're going to win a lot of games. And they've been showing that, and it's been proof that if he can continue to add to his handle, add to his repertoire, he's going to continue to make this team a hard team to stop and a hard team to beat. And he also is a guy that can get to the free throw line a ton. Last year, he attempted 8.4 free throws a game, and he only shot 72%. Obviously, he should want to improve that too as he gets older and as he gets further in the league. You want to be able to pan out all these weaknesses so you can be the best player you can be, and that helps the team perform at its best. But I do expect him to be a more ball dominant player still because he's just that hard and just that tough to stop, and that helps their offense continue to hum. And it's always good to be able to put some other players in tough situations, especially defensively. It's just how the game has always been, and he is one of the better one-on-one players that we have in the league. Anthony Black continues to bring size at that guard position. 6'7", 200 pounds is just tough to stop. Very physical, very grindy when he's trying to attack you. I think he's going to bring solid defense and solid positional defense too, and the ability to get to the basket. Obviously, he's not a shooter, and that can be a problem from time to time for the team and for him because he can bulk up your offense from time to time because of that reason. But he showed some improvements in his game, and he did play 78 games last year, and when they needed him to start in those 10, he did. But other than that, it seems like he improved his free throw shooting. It seems like he started to go in the right direction with his playmaking, and you can just say he had more of a chance and more opportunity to show what he can be and what he can do. And I would agree with that. But his defense also was there too. He wasn't just going out there doing nothing. He was going out there producing. He was going out there being reliable and valuable to the team. And it made sense why, he's one of the players to look out for on this roster, especially defensively, as he can even improve there. And we're going to see if he does. And we're going to see if he improve his in between games. So that's going to be something to see, because if he can hit a mid range, he can hit the floater, he can get to the basket. It can also unlock the ability to get to the free throw line, and he doesn't have to rely on being a 3-point shooter as much. But we have to see how that plays out, because this team not really known, based off coming into this next season, to give great floor spacing, and he'll be one of the problems, just like Paulo and Franz. But if they can be average to slightly above average, it should help them win more games just based off that, especially if they're healthy. Because eventually shots are going to go in if you're working on it on a daily slash weekly basis. Other guys that I want to cover quickly is Wendell Carter Jr. He looks like he's older than he really is, because you think he's been in the league for a while and you realize he has. But, he's just going to be there to try to protect the rim and rebound and be in the dunker spot to be able to finish for high percentage shots and set screens, to be able to get his guys open, to get them good looks or good opportunities or good starting points within the chances to score the basketball or make a play. Tristan da Silva, they relied on him more than I thought that they would, but it was mainly because of the injuries, and he ended up going down. But he still played 74 games and started 38 of them, and that was the point of drafting him. He had the size, he had the athleticism, he had the wingspan, he had the touch, and he shot 33% from three. He also shot 87% from the free throw line. He was able to grab 3 boards and 1.5 assists when he was out there. Didn't hurt the team that much when he was out there, and that was good because rookies usually do. But he was a solid guy that was able to come in and give them something, which was playability, and it ended up working out for him. Um, I also look at Jet Howard and Jonathan Isaac. Those guys are going to be relied to come off that bench and start sometimes too if injuries occur. We know that Jet Howard might not play too much, but we do know that they was building around Jonathan Isaac at one point because of his length and his ability to be a mismatch nightmare sometimes, because he's so fast and so quick for small forwards and power forwards, because he's usually going to be longer or taller than them or faster. And that was always one of the advantages we knew that he could have at those positions. But honestly, we haven't still seen too much of him. He did play 71 games last year, which was really, really good to see. But the problem was he only played 15 minutes, and he did have only 5 points per game and 4 rebounds. And he only shot 25% from three on 2.1 attempts. And he also only shot 41% from the field. So the guy we thought he can be and we thought he should be really wasn't there yet. But with him having a good offseason, maybe he can work on his mid-range and his ability to get to the rim better, and his ability to finish at the rim while still giving spacing from time to time. He ain't got to be a three-point shooter each and every possession. To just being more versatile is something that we thought he would be in his career, and it hasn't been there yet. Tyus Jones should be great. Having a guy that can bring up the ball and make plays, hit shots off the ball, and also be able to find teammates for easy opportunities and play some valuable minutes for the Magic. Something they didn't really have last year when Jalen Suggs went down, but they have this year is a quality starting point guard and a quality backup point guard. And I look at that as an upgrade on this roster, just like getting Desmond Bane. And I also think Suggs and Desmond Bane can play well off of each other. Both can shoot, both can pass and make the right decision quickly, and both keep the ball moving. And since they're a threat to shoot, they can also put the ball on the floor, hit a mid-range or a floater, or just get to the basket or get to the free throw line. And I think having more guys that can attack, having more guys ready to shoot is going to help guys like Franz and help guys like Paulo, and it's going to help the offense overall be better, and that should help them win more games that way too, because Franz, let's just be honest, the guy is so big and so tall and so mobile. He's a tough cover. He averaged 24 points per game last year, which is a career high already, and he's only 24 years old. So if his three-point shot, let's say it goes back to what he shot in his rookie or sophomore year, which is about average, that will increase his points even more. He was a little bit more gassed because of the injuries and because of his new role, but he still showed that he can be effective in it. And that's going to be something that we want to see more of, obviously, as fans of basketball. Franz should obviously be an all-star going into the season. He should have more driving lanes because of Baines and Suggs being healthy. He should be able to get to the free throw line like he did last year, which was at 5.2% of his shots came from the free throw line in attempts was also where he shot 87%, which was a career high also. So Franz found other ways to get it done. He found other ways to score, and now his teammates should help him get more freedom and more room to be able to get the shots that he wants more, and then he can be able to make shots that's open and easier and just make the right reads. So I like Franz. I've been liked him. Y'all know that on my channel, and I'm not really surprised that he became this type of player. We just hope he stays healthy, continues to rebound, continues to make the right play when it comes to having the ball in his hand, and continue just to be aggressive offensively. And if he does that, he's going to be right around 25 to 26 points easily with the new additions and the health of this team to start off the year. Then it's just about being consistent and doing it, for the entire season, especially if he stays healthy. Maurice, we don't really know what to expect for him because he's going to be injured. So if he does come back, it might be a little rust on him. It might take him some time to get comfortable. It might take him some time to get confident in his body. And we know how long that can be, especially from the injury that he has sustained. So I don't really expect him to do too much and help this team too much. But that's the purpose of the other guys on this roster, like Kylo Castleton or Orlando Robertson or even Gogo Pataze. Just being big, just being long, and just being able to finish at the rim and rebound and set screens is all you really need them to do. And I think they'll be ready to do that because they're trying to get paid. They're trying to continue to play basketball as much as they can. And this is a team that has a lot of talent, so they can shine in their own right, just playing off the other stars and just being prepared when it's needed to play their role effectively. Reese Beekman and Jamal Cain and Justin Maya and Noah Panda and Lester and Jace Richardson, they're not going to be relied and dependent on that much. It's a lot of talent in front of them, a log jam at some of these positions. But if they do play, it'd be about 5 to 10 minutes at max. And we'll probably see them more in the future, but not right now. And I think that's what you should expect because this team is still trying to be a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference or higher. And honestly and truthfully, they do have enough talent to do that and be that, especially if they continue to play defense and their offense improve like we think it will. Then this team would obviously be a 50-win team in the Eastern Conference easily, especially because some of the other teams are banged up, and that should help them win more than they did last year too. But another thing that I would say is Jalen Suggs is the key. Can he pass? Can he bring athleticism and burst? Can he hit threes? Can he hit the mid range and get the dunks and the layups and continue to get to the free throw line? Last year he got there 3.1 times and he made 88% of them. That's really, really good to see. And obviously you want him to replicate that. Obviously you also want him to shoot better from three. He took 6.9 threes per game, but he only made 31% of them. That just can't happen this season if he really wants to be the starting point guard in the future. We know he's a great defender. We know he plays hard. We know he can rebound at a high level. We know he's trying to improve as a passer. He's not really a natural point guard in my personal opinion, but that's what Desmond Baines kind of helps that too, where he doesn't really have to be because Baines can do some ball handling and some playmaking too, even to benefit Jalen Suggs, and Jalen Suggs can do it back from time to time. But he's molded, and they're molding him into being a combo guard, and it's working so far. But he has to stay healthy. He has to be able to space the floor. He has to be able to knock down jump shots, and he has to make quick decisions as he should. And if he does those correctly, he will be that missing piece in that starting lineup alongside Bane, Franz, and Paulo and Wendell. And that's what they drafted him for because they knew that he possibly can be that. And when you're taking a guy top 5 in a draft, that means you think he's really good. And you think he can really be a difference maker. And let's be honest, Jalen Suggs has shown that he possibly could.